Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Hopefully you are doing well. Today we are going to talk about the pattern and essential requirements of business letters. As you know, business flourishes due to good communication, and one such essential component of good communication is composing a letter or drafting a letter. Letter is extremely important for business transactions, for official correspondence. It is the use of letter and the drafting of letter that enhances the image of your company and credential and credibility of the product that you intend to launch or you intend to uh, forward into the market. So these lines or these requirements which are displayed before you that are parts of a business letter, you have to follow all these essential requirements of the patterns in a way. This the book displayed before you gives us 14 essential points that are mandatory for writing a good business letter that helps you transact any kind of business. So, of these 14 points, first one, as you could see, is letterhead. Then, next one is date. Next one is file number. Fourth one is confidential. Fifth, inside address. Sixth one, attention line. Seventh one is salutation. Eighth one is subject line. Ninth, body of literature or body of literature. 10th one is complementary clause. 11th one is signature. 12th one is added information. 13 is postscript. And 14th one is mailing address or mailing instruction. All these points are extremely important for composing a good business letter, because these points help an audience or the recipient of the letter to understand the letter in a proper manner or proper way. The first point of these 14 points for letter writing is letterhead. Letterhead is a company's letterpad that has essential requirements or details about the whereabout of a company, location, contact number, logo, company's uh, title or company's name that is registered with the relevant authorities. So these most business letters originating from a firm are written on a firm's letterhead. If you're writing a personal business letter, your firm does not use letterhead, then you need to include your firm's address in the heading, that at the top of the heading you can use, but designed letterhead with a logo of your company and with the name of your company gives it very official look for the audience, or the recipient can have a very good impression about your company's credibility and authenticity. Second one is date. Date is extremely important. Why? Because date is one such concrete thing that allows you to keep the record of your letter when you're writing or when you are including a heading. Instead of letterhead, place the date on the first line and then the address in the subsequent line as follows. So date should could be followed as September 9, 2014. Likewise, you can write down the address if the letterhead is not used, but normally the letterhead already has the address in it. So this should be the date of the letter when you write the letter on that particular date. Before you be sure to write out the month and include both date and the year for the subsequent reference. So it will be very easy and convenient for you to trace your letter later on if you include all the details about the date and the day on which the letter is composed. Next is file number. On occasions, you may wish to include the file number of the project, case, or order that the letter refers to. The file number should be physically separated from the date by two spaces and from the part that follows confidential or inside address as well. File number is one another credible concrete information that allows you to keep the record of your letters or your official documents on on the ledger or on the register where you keep the record. So these file numbers help you to trace the letter according to the timeline. In on a day, a company might issue dozens of letters. It would be very convenient if you organize your letters and all your official documents according to the date and the file number. Uh, in this way, this catalog would create a kind of good impression upon the recipient as well and upon the stakeholders as well, and that could also help you to organize all the letters and official documents in an efficient way. Confidential is another thing. We can use this word when the person to whom the letter is addressed is the only one who should read the letter. Physically separate the word from the rest of the letters by two lines to assure confidentiality, to include the word confidential in on the envelope. Normally, this type of confidential is used when the document is of very sensitive nature. You might have seen when the ATM is delivered or when CNIC card is delivered or any such official document which is directed to one particular individual. Confidential is mentioned on the top of that particular letter to make sure that no one else reaches to that particular document and no one else has the permission to have a look at that particular inside information which is only relevant to one individual to whom the letter has been composed. Next one is inside address. This should include the name of the person you are writing to, the person's title if available, the name of the firm and the firm's address could also be utilized in order for you to send your letter to the relevant section, because this is important. You in a company there could be many departments or many subsections that might not allow you to reach your document on time, and it could keep on lingering from department to department. So if you compose inside address, so the letter could be delivered to the relevant section. Next one is attention line. This is used when you do not know the name of the person you are writing to and the letter is addressed to the firm. For example, you can compose attention head of accounting or attention customer service, thus indicating to the person receiving the letter that the letter also needs to be routed to the customer service department. Another way of doing this is to use attention line and send copies of the letter to the appropriate department. So this could also help you to make sure that the letter goes to the relevant section. Next in line is salutation. Salutation is in a way a matter of courtesy or a matter of consideration as well, where the salutation is used in all formats. So you can use the salutation in some such manners such as dear sir, dear madam, may be followed by the title such as Dear Madam Chairperson or Dear Mr. President, Gentlemen, Ladies, Dear Mr. Bryan, Dear Mrs. Gray, Ladies and Gentlemen, Dear Personal Director. Gender free title could be utilized to whom it may concern or to whom it may concern or whom it may concern. Use it according to that particular pattern. So there is one thing that you need to focus on. You must determine the appropriate choice and the given your reader and the situation. If you are uncertain about the reader's gender, avoid assuming gender in salutation. Use the reader's name whenever you know. The researchers discover that the people are more likely to read a letter with their names in the salutation. So in a way, name also allows you to build more formal type of cordial relationship, and that cordial relationship people uh, feel pleased when they are being called by their first name. One of the problem you may run into writing is the name where the name is given but the gender is not specific. There are many names where such as Terry, where it is you are unable to determine that what kind of gender. So for instance, there are many names such as Irshad or Tanveer or Nusrat, where you are unable to determine what kind of gender would that particular name would entail. The simplest solution of this salutation is to say, Dear Terry Lucas. So, in a way, you can add the real name instead of using sir or ma'am, which could lead you in a very embarrassing situation, and people might not like it, and the kind of desired goal that you want to achieve from that particular letter drafting might not be available if the gender is mixed and the people are very conscious about their gender nowadays. Particularly if you are addressing a group of the people in general, such as shipping department, do not assume that all are male. The old gentleman is not acceptable. Shipping agents is preferred. The way around to use a salutation when you are unsure, so you can use it in a very simplified form that could help you to determine or the level of courtesy that you want to establish with the relevant person. Next one is subject line. The subject line is most commonly used in the simplified letters. It announces the subject of the letter and provides the summary of your interest. So people might not have enough time to read each and everything if they are familiar with the content of your letter. So subject such as kind of request or inquiry or order or any other type of letter such as thank you or acknowledgement, that subject line would tell you and would tell your recipient of this particular letter that what the letter is all about. So subject line should be drafted very carefully and with the use of appropriate words. Body of letter is the main thing where you make request, provide information or the reasons and reply to someone. It is the main part of the business letter. Here you can see about that how if you want to order something, then you have to follow that particular pattern and you have to follow all the required information according to the statistical data or the a number of the thing that you want to investigate. But if there is kind of inquiry letter, then you have to refer back to the previous letters or correspondence. So you have to compose this part into two sections, where first you indicate the reason of writing the letter, and the second one would be the related to the request that you want to make, or the goal that you want to achieve from this particular letter. So we'll talk in detail about body of letter when we will talk about various types such as request, acknowledgement, inquiry, order, or other types of letter. Last one, the important thing from this particular essential detail and a go is complementary clause. This complementary clause is also another kind of formality that you have to use in all business letters, where the following complementary clause are used very truly, respectfully, sincerely, cordially. You can use these types of words. The most appropriate in general situation is lost sincerely, and you can use these in order to build more relationship in a very compact, or in a very respected manner, and the level of confidentiality, or the level of, you could say, cordiality could be achieved. Another important aspect after complementary clause is signature. Signature are important because signature is one such thing that could authenticate that it is you who have written this particular letter. So it should be from 4 lines between the complementary clause and the simplified body, and you can use your own signature over here, so in a way that could guarantee the surety and authenticity. Another added information, additional information, this could be utilized if the need or the requirement, when the reader consists, or when the reader thinks that the initial capital uh, letters followed by a colon following by the typist and the initial. So this added information could be utilized when you intend to send your letter to various people, such as you want CC, or you want XC, or you want ENC. So you could include all the other relevant persons. Suppose if you want to write a letter to the sales manager, but you also want the letter to be delivered, or the information to be shared with CEO, or branch manager, or regional manager, or another individual who is superior or more relevant to that particular information, so that the record keeping might be kept. So in this way you can utilize various copies, and those various copies could be sent to all those concerned departments, or all those concerned individuals whose names and designations are written at the bottom of the letter, with the title such as ENC, or CC, or XE. Next one is postscript. Postscripts highlights the additional information that might have been in the place in the letter, but for some reason was not. Often and used in sales promotionals or the letters, the postscript can emphasize a request, an action, or consideration. It is often the first thing that the recipient reads. Use it to entice or motivate your readers. Postscripts are especially effective in sales of form letters, or formal letters. So over here, you could use this postscript in order to get the prompt action, the desired action that you want to attain from that particular letter. Mailing instruction is also extremely important. If you want your letter to be responded, or if you want the immediate response, so then you should also use these mailing instructions that could have deadline or pertinent information on the mailing reply. As you look through the major formats that we would see in another section, it's obvious that many of the parts and the listed above are not necessarily used in routine business correspondence. However, it helps to be aware that all of them, in case you need to use, that could help you and that could make you attain the desired goal that you want to achieve from that particular letter. So in today's session we talked about all these 14 essential components of a letter writing that are required for official correspondence. So you can have a look at them, and when you compose your letter for any kind of business transaction, you could utilize all these formalities, and these formalities could help you attain the desired goal that you want to achieve from that particular letter. So thank you for your patience and participation. If you have any query or question or any observation regarding these points, so you can ask them in the section below that is titled as comments. So stay tuned, stay safe, and be happy. Thank you.